Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to show you a little bit about custom materials and how to define your own. Mostly this is going to be about how to use the materials that I am giving you as part of a material library for our pavilion model. So as a starting place, I wanted to show you on the Solema website there is under materials a description of how they use custom materials or how custom materials could be used. Um, ClimateStudio is not really oriented to using um, custom materials or advanced materials, but it does allow us access to defining our own. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do. This describes a little bit of how it's set up, but I'm going to give you a whole lot more information in this tutorial. So starting with our little shoebox model, if we wanted to say take the floor and make it an alternate material, we have all of these opaque materials that are built in, but we can also define our own by going to a custom material at this drop down box. Now you should have probably by default a file path up here, and actually I think it probably says your your file path may or may not be your username, but I'm going to show you we need to make a new file path, and to do that you click on this little book and you add a file path. The file path that I'd like you to make is the one that I have right here, which is on your hard drive at c:/simulation/ nope, that's not where I wanted to put it. Oh, I'll make a new one. How about that? So it should be at c:/simulation rad materials there, like that. There. And make sure that you can see it. Now, you will need to download from our class website the materials that I've made for you and place them into that folder. So go to your hard drive, simulation, rad materials, and you should dump all of those materials into this folder, including the refs folder and then the individual materials. I have more materials right here than you'll have in that library, but that's not a big deal. I also included a README document which you can open to see basically the same information I'm telling you now. Make sure that you have that file path and that you've copied the materials into that file path. If for any reason you are not able to have exactly this file path, then you should come see me because we'll need to redefine the materials for you. This is also true if you're using a workstation at the college. But we'll handle that on a case-by-case basis. So assuming you can actually install it in this directory, c:/simulation/rad materials, then everything should work out fantastic. And you can go ahead and, for example, let's see, I could put the 50R material, that's a 50% reflective material, as that custom material as the floor. Now this is kind of interesting because the wall LM83 is also a 50% reflective material, so it is exactly the same material that the wall is. And if I render this, it should show up as the same, I hope. Yeah, so you can see the luminance, oops, luminance there is very similar to the luminance there because it's all the same 50% reflective material. Actually, I think my window shade is slowing us down, so I'm going to clear that and just go back to my clear glass for now. Okay, so so the floor is any custom material that you want, we can put in, and it shows you the definition of the material right here. We can go over more what that means in class, but for now the important thing is, for example, if I wanted to have a white oak floor, this is a very complex definition of that floor, and it includes a reference to this particular HDR image, white oak floor.hdr, which is located in this refs folder. That refs folder is right here, and the white oak material is right there. So it is really important, because this is a absolute file path. It's really important that your white oak floor.hdr file is located in this place, otherwise you will get an error. So if I do this, then I've got the white oak floor, so now this should render, I hope, as a white oak floor. Yeah. Which is, yeah, this interior surface here. If I were to render this with a little bit more detail, higher resolution, oh, there it is. You can see the grain of the wood going in that direction. Now this is relevant because you have paintings in your gallery, and your paintings also are can be mapped. So if I go back to my gallery model, and I can go back to my view of the painting gallery, these individual images are located in that refs folder here. So you, for example, the Jackson Pollock is this one right here, and that is referenced by this painting Pollock file right there. And if I open this up, you can see as in a text editor that this this file is referencing that HDR. And what's even more important here is that it has particular coordinates for where that painting is located and how it's rotated relative to the world axes. And so I've pre-programmed these to work, but it can only work in metric, which is why I insisted that your units have to be in metric. Because this point right there needs to be at that coordinate that I showed you. So this point is at minus 19.5, 1.9, 4.5. That is, go back to that. That is this coordinate right there. And it's rotated to face this direction. So now with your, I'm going to open ClimateStudio, and if I go to that painting, the Pollock, it should be predefined for you. So this is, I'm just showing you what's going on, but it is referencing those coordinates there. Make sure that your file path is correct to this rad materials in order to see that there. Okay, so I'm going to select that, and I'm going to render this so I can show you. While this is rendering, I also wanted to say something that I forgot to mention before. You can adjust the resolution of your image by adjusting these numbers here. So the width and the height is customizable. You can use any aspect ratio. You can also increase the resolution if you're finding that it's not presentation quality when you export it. So again, I probably should have turned off the layers for the library, because the furniture is reducing the speed here. Okay, this finally finished. It took a while. I had to pause the video, but you can see I've got the hopper, the hopper on the left-hand side. I've got nothing here and nothing here, and I think what's going on is that I have a layer that is probably in the way. So there's a layer called images, which you can see under art is right here, and it's defined as wall elm 83, and it really shouldn't be. It should be nothing, or it should be just off. So I'm going to clear that and try this again. And as I do this, I'm also going to turn off the other stuff that I don't need for this view and see what happens. Yes, so that was the culprit. Sorry. Brendon makes mistakes too. It happens. But the key is to be able to troubleshoot it, right? So while we're on the topic of troubleshooting things that can go wrong, I wanted to show you what happens if you don't link the folders properly for those custom materials. So remember, we have these saved at C:simulation rad materials. If I go to that actual folder and rename this, so I'm just going to call this Brendon test, then it will lose the link to that. It won't know where to find it. So when I go and start to render, it should return an error. See if it does. Yeah, here's the error. It cannot find the picture file, C simulation rad materials refs pollock, because there's no such file or directory. So if you get this error, it means that you haven't defined the folder structure correctly. If I now go back and go back to rad materials like that, it should update and be able to find it. So common error, I just wanted to alert you to it ahead of time and help you to troubleshoot it.